Royals baseball comes to you from Arlington, Texas, as the Royals begin a 4-game series with the Rangers. It is hot, it is windy, it is a great night to hit, it is not a good night to pitch. Danny Duffy has a 6.88 ERA, and as they say, when you're at the bottom, you can only go up, and after his start on Saturday, Danny sure seemed like he was at the bottom.
Sometimes you're just not special at something, and right now I'm not special at pitching, and what are you going to do about it? I want to help this team. I want to help this team win. I'm not doing it right now. I am pitching awful right now, and I don't know what else to say. I'm throwing 95, 96. I'm not trusting my heater. I'm leaving my changeup up.
Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. So what is step number one for Danny Duffy tonight?
How does he fix it? He mentioned it. Trust his fastball. That's what got him here. 95, 96, that's plenty. Even at 93, locate it. He's been getting hurt on his secondary pitches. He mentioned that. Changeup, breaking ball. Leave those alone. 75% heaters, I'm sure Cal Elder would love to see him throw. But another thing, Rhino, too many pitches per inning. 19, that's tops in the league. And also home runs. He's going to have to try to keep the ball in the park to win tonight.
Two teams that are playing well at the moment. The Royals took 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals. The Rangers just took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next. At first pitch tonight at Globe Life Park, where the Royals have lost 8 in a row. So they need to turn that around in this 4-game series. The Royals had a late scratch. Alex Gordon has a sore hip and a stiff neck as a result of that great catch that he made yesterday in St. Louis. So John Jay will be in left. Whit Merrifield, who is going to play second, he is in center field. And Hunter Dozier will be back at first base. Ryan Goins will be at second, and Ramon Torres will be in the lineup for the first time since being called up. Waiting for the Rangers to take the field so we can tell you about our umpiring crew. Jeff Kellogg is the crew chief. He will be at first base. He is a 27-year veteran with Quinn Wolcott calling the balls and strikes. Marvin Hudson will be at second, and Chad Whitson will be at third. It is going to be 95 tomorrow, 97 here for the late afternoon game on Saturday, and then 96 for the afternoon game on Sunday. So here's what we were talking about yesterday, Alex Gordon. Now for me, Hud, you know, at first glance, this is just another diving catch for Alex, but the degree of difficulty on this play I thought was very high.
Yeah, and you know, unless you've done this before and not on your slip and slide, that hurts. Okay, it's going to jar you. The next day, I knew for sure he'd be sore, but you know, if it's too sore for him to not make the lineup today, that's sore. What a play.
This is Austin Bibens-Dirks, who was just called up from AAA Round Rock, and he has a heck of a story, which we'll get into later during tonight's game. And this will be his big league season debut. He made his major league debut last year with the Rangers.
Yeah, and that got him Rookie of the Year voted by the sports writers. Good for him. I'll tell you what, he's more than a journeyman. That's a lot of time. This guy spent so much time in the Venezuelan Winter League and Dominican, 7 years total. I mean, he's been all over the place. Fastball, cut fastball. Look for heaters. Look up in the zone. Change up curve. He's not going to overpower you. He's got the average is about 89, 90 miles an hour with his fastball. So he's going to be a spot guy. He's going to spot him around. Rangers defense. Joey Gallo. He's got a pretty good arm. He's a good athlete. He's out there in right field. DeShields and Mazzara. Excuse me. He's in left field. Mazzara's in right. DeShields is a go-getter in center field. Rua. Odor, Alberto, a young rookie there at shortstop, and Kiner Falefa. Kiner Falefa. Thank you.
I'm going to go with Falefa.
Okay, we went over that before the game too, but my vocabulary's not working too good right now.
John Jay has had an excellent month of May. His .356 batting average this month is 6th in the American League, and his 31 hits are 3rd in the league. And just had a nice series against his original team with 4 hits and 3 RBIs against the Cardinals. 88 miles an hour and in for a strike. Slider, late breaking slider, 0-2.
Yeah, you know, they've never seen him before. I mean, a lot of these guys haven't. It's the tricks that he's learned in all of his years. You know, he's able to hit his spots. If he's not, he'll be hittable. Get him early.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Austin Bibens-Dirks was drafted by the Mariners 12 years ago. And he had to resurrect his career not once, but twice in independent baseball. Two balls, 2 strikes. And he has paid his dues. He made his big league debut last year as a 32-year-old. He has pitched in 326 minor league games.
Wow.
And that's just affiliated minor league games. That doesn't include his games in the independent leagues. John Jay flies out to Gallo, who had to run through the sunlight to get it. Bibens-Dirks has been with the Mariners organization, the Cubs, the Nationals, the Rockies, the Blue Jays, twice in independent leagues, and now with the Rangers.
Yeah, unbelievable, his minor league journey, all the cities he was in. A lot of them he had to repeat 2 and 3 times.
So 1 out to Merrifield. Slider catches the outside, according to Quinn Wolcott. Witt was hitless in the Cardinals series, but he was on base 4 times with 3 walks, and he was hit by a pitch and had a game-tying sacrifice fly yesterday. At the knees, and it's 0-2. And the Royals aren't their usual aggressive selves. They're just taking a look at Dirks' first time through.
I think that's not a bad idea. See what he's got. And the hitters go back to the dugout and tell the other guys what it looks like up close. Because you can watch all the tape on the guy you want. Till you step in the box and see it live, then it's a different story. That usually means changeup. All those wiggling fingers.
Merrifield went, and Dirks has his first strikeout.
And that's what it was. Change up in the zone. You don't ask your pitchers to finish their pitch up there, especially 85. But he got away with it.
Two down to Mike Moustakas, who will be the Royals' designated hitter tonight. The Cardinals pitched him well. He was 1 out of 11 in that series, but he did reach with 3 walks.
Bruce is probably looking out around at the defense saying, oh, well, this is how they played me when I was a young player in the minors coming up. Straight away. You mentioned the Cardinals there. They swung over on Moose.
I was surprised by that. Denny and I on radio were thinking, well, the Cardinals, I mean, they have to know that with 2 strikes, he's not afraid to slap the ball the other way. And then with 2 strikes, Cardinals put all 4 guys over on the right side.
Yeah. All of them. The whole left side was open. Just the left fielder was only guy.
2-2. So the Cardinals were not worried about left field with Moustakas in that 3-game series.
Yeah, and they know that Moose had success hitting the ball, pulling him into seats. I think they were hoping he'd hit a lousy single left.
Chirinos to the screen, and it's on the other side.
Guy was in the right place at the right time. Ricochet. But you know, one of these days, Rhino, I think the game's going to recycle again and go back to basics and bunting and moving runners and maybe some small ball. It has to, because the game right now is swing and miss and homers, basically. And where's the game gone? No more breaking up double plays. No more, stuff at the plate. The strategy on that part of it's gone. I think the game misses some of that. Some of the strategy ball.
That's hit well to right field and off the wall on 1 bounce. Mazzara has a good arm, and his throw is offline. Moustakas has a 2-out double.
I hear a few Moose calls. That's his 11th. Good swing. Moose is on it. Powdered it down and in. Looked like a little cutter. 106 exit velo. And then Moose plays in front of him. He doesn't need first base coach to tell him to go.
So an RBI spot for Salvador Perez. He homered yesterday and has homered in his last 2. So he has 8 on the year. And is homering at a higher rate right now and driving in runs at a higher rate than at any point in his career. Salvi has 22 RBIs in 29 games. So about 1 every 5 at bats. 1 ball, 1 strike. Our Kubota Power Stats focuses on the home run rate. A home run every 14.25 at bats. That's the best rate of his career, and he's coming off 27 home runs last year.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see the production. They missed him for the first 3 or 4 weeks.
Got him to chase 1-2.
Salvi at 167 with the runner in scoring position. He's better than that. He knows it. It'll be up by the midway point. And if he's going to get that number, that specific number up, he's going to have to utilize right field a little bit more.
Wouldn't chase at that time. 2-2. Bibens-Dirks. That is a combination of his mother's maiden name and his stepfather's last name. And the Rangers have 2 hyphenated names in their lineup tonight.
It's interesting.
Drop down sidearm as Salvi hits it off the side wall. So we have Isaiah Kiner Falefa and Austin Bibens-Dirks. So here you go, the first team in Major League history to have 2 players in the starting lineup with hyphenated last names. More on that at 10 o'clock.
Falefa. Got him. Salvi didn't want that. He wanted to knock the run in.
So that extends the inning and brings up Jorge Soler with 2 on.
Right off the pinky toe. Wow, maybe just hit off the shin guard. Maybe good for him. Didn't hurt him that badly.
So 2 outs, a double, and a hit batter, and now Jorge Soler. Slider bends in for strike 1. Soler was just 1 for 8 in the Cardinals series, but he led off the 10th inning with a single yesterday, which got the Royals going, and finished with 3 runs. Oh, 2.
He's been pretty good on the road though this year. 347 average. They're looking for him to step up here in this series.
One and 2 on Soler. It's a small sample size. Bibens-Dirks has only pitched in 24 major league games before tonight, but he has trouble in the first 2 innings. His ERA is over 6, and he gives up a lot of home runs in the first 2 innings. And a slider gets Soler, so he strikes out 2. The Royals strand 2, and Danny Duffy, who was great against the Rangers last year, makes the start tonight. strand 2 in the top of the first inning, and now the Rangers are coming up against Danny Duffy. Rangers do not have Elvis Andrus and Adrian Beltre. Both are on the disabled list, and they have suffered offensively this year. The Rangers have the lowest team batting average in the American League, and they have the most strikeouts in the American League. Danny Duffy, when he's on, he can pile up the strikeouts, and he was really good against Texas last year.
Yeah, and you know, one of these games here, hopefully it's this one here, he's going to turn his fortunes around, and he's got the stuff to do it. He just has to trust it, and that meaning the fastball.
And a good one at the knees to Delino DeShields.
So just if he can locate the fastball and then bring in his secondary pitches when he needs it, should be okay. But he's going to have to get some offensive run support too to make him feel good, like he got his only win. Fastball just 55%, breaking ball 27, changeup 18. Those are all quality pitches. However, the breaking ball has been hit out of the ballpark 5 times, changeup 3 times. They've hurt him. Got to stay out of the middle.
DeShields is on to begin the bottom of the first inning.
All right, Ford around the horn. Royals defense for Danny Duffy playing behind it. Soler in right. Whitley getting a chance to play some center field. John Jay in left. Very trusty out there. Torres getting a start at third base. Way to go. He's really good. Escobar, Goins, Dozier back at first base. Salvador Perez. He'll be putting down the signs for Duffy.
And now Shin-Soo Choo. Fastball in for a strike. You know, another thing about the Rangers lineup with Beltre and Andrus out and Jeff Bannister, this was probably just as much out of necessity, but he has 4 left-hand hitters in the lineup against Duffy. It has been a long time since an opposing manager has done that.
And that's one of the first things I noticed about their lineup for Danny Duffy, but I'm sure that Duffy and Salvador Perez, they were like, oh good, because Duffy handles lefties, left-handed hitters, no problem.
Skips away, but Salvi is on it in a hurry, and DeShields is gunned down at second base.
So the ball is bouncing the Royals' way. DeShields, quick as a cat. He's thinking to himself, how did the ball get down there that quickly? Watch what happened. Hit Chu in the forehead, looked like. Bounced right up to Salvi. Look at where the throw. If the throw was anywhere else, he'd been safe. But look, the throw is on the first base side of the bag. Perfect.
So 1 down and now 2-1 on Shin-Soo Choo. 3-1.
Okay, here it is again. Watch it. Chu wasn't expecting that. Hopefully it got a little bit of the helmet. But look at Salvi. He pounced on it. So quick with a pickup and release.
And Shin-Soo Choo, we know, watching him over the years, he will take his walks, and that is his 10th over his last 6+ games.
Another key for Danny tonight, he'd really like to be able to get some early count outs. He's labored a lot in some innings. He's averaging 19.2 pitches per inning this season. That's a high mark. And by getting early count outs, usually challenging guys down in the zone early, letting them put it in play, and using that defense. When Duffy's going, when he's going good, he pitches to contact.
Going with his slide step quite a bit here in the first inning. 2-0 on Isaiah Kiner Falefa. 4.41 walks. Danny Duffy hasn't had a rate anything close to that since 2013. And as far as pitches per inning, and Hud brought this up right when we came on the air tonight, 19, a little over 19 per inning, highest in the major leagues. In his previous 2 seasons, it was around 15 pitches per inning. So 4 per inning doesn't sound like a lot, but over the course of 5 or 6 innings, it really piles up. And now it's 3-1. But he is using his fastball more.
Yep. Yeah, he's got to establish that. But he's missing with it. Wants to get in there now.
Three and 2. Isaiah Kiner Falefa from Hawaii.
His dad was an Isaiah Thomas fan.
Off the end of the bat.
Better get there.
Dozier to Duffy. And Duffy bumps into the first base umpire, but it's in time. And Chu moves up to second base.
Nicely done there.
And now Nomar Mazara, who has already hit 11 home runs. He, like a lot of his teammates at the moment, is struggling. Has just 1 home run over his last 43 at bats. Chu is at second base with 2 outs.
He's a big guy, Mazzara. His swing can get a little long, as well as a few other of his teammates.
Oh, and 1 on Mazzara. Now he's going to be in there no matter who's on the mound. But he has shown a lot of improvement this year against lefties. Not just getting hits, but a lot more extra base hits. Home runs and total extra base hits are up for him against lefties. Remember, we showed a replay of his home run a couple of weeks ago on our showstopper, that line drive.
I remember.
115 mile an hour or something into the right field corner. Escobar snow cones it and throws over to first base. So Duffy gets around the single and a walk. And the Rangers are scoreless in the first.
batter Hunter Dozier, who played his college ball a few hours away at Stephen F. Austin, but he grew up right here in this area. So when we landed last night, hopped right into a car and headed home to where he lives. Always good to sleep in your own bed. For Hunter, he went to high school about 40-45 miles north of here. Said he used to come to games at this stadium as a kid all of the time, multiple times a summer. Said he'd never played here before. Should have about 30 family members, friends throughout this series coming. He said he couldn't keep track of everyone that would be here, was getting tickets for the closest family members. But he said as a kid, it all began here. He was a huge Michael Young fan. Pretty good choice there.
He sure was. One of the most complete players in the American League during his time, Michael Young.
Sure was, and how could you not like him?
Mazzara into the right field corner, takes care of Dozier. And now Alcides Escobar. Esky had 4 hits in the Royals-Cardinals series. If the Royals hit a triple in tonight's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy.
Right center, there's some quirky angled walls, 377, 407. Right field's possible, but all depends on how hard you hit it and where it caroms here.
This is Escobar's 383rd consecutive game. A Royals record and the longest active streak in the major leagues. And so far, Royals are having a little trouble picking up Bibens-Dirks slider. And it looked like in the first inning when he threw his first couple of sliders that it is very late breaking. There's another one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and two. Arquilla drive to success. Takes a look at Escobar's last 2 games in the Cardinals series. He was 4 out of 7 with a game-winning RBI. And a turning point for the Royals in that 3-run 10th inning yesterday was when Escobar put a bunt down and the Cardinals couldn't handle it. Royals took advantage of 2 errors yesterday. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it was great to see. Second series win of the year. Maybe they can get on a little roll.
Off the plate to third. Falefa with a bare hand and then some help on the other end. Rua makes a nice backhand dig.
Yeah, you know, Falefa, he's a scrappy, hard-nosed player, can play anywhere in the infield. He's up here because of the injuries a little bit before they want him here, but he's really a special player. Look at how quick he is. He comes in, that's not an easy play. Ball took a hop to the right side towards the line. He's able to barehand it, get it over there with a short hop.
He can play all over the field, literally. A couple of years ago, the Rangers started using him as a catcher.
That's what really is going to help him get some service time in the majors. If he can catch, you know, they're going to keep you because they're hard to find, and the extra backup and the emergency guy. But he's got good hands. And a lot of catchers were shortstops and middle infielders in their amateur days.
Ryan Goins, who always hits well in this ballpark. Singles with 2 down, and Joel was talking about Hunter Dozier. Ryan Goins used to come to this ballpark a lot as a kid, growing up in Round Rock, Texas.
Good swing. Didn't try to do too much, just met it.
He's pretty serious. But when I talked to him during batting practice and said, "Were you a Rangers fan?" Boy, his eyes were as big as baseballs. He lit up and, "Oh yeah, we used to come out here." Come out here with his older brother who's here tonight. I got a chance to meet him, and he'd point out exactly where the seats were, where they would hang out. They'd get out here early enough and try to catch home run balls. And
oh, that's
so
great.
For a moment there, he was a little kid again.
That's perfect.
Thinking about his days here.
Did he tell you who he liked coming to the ballpark?
You know, he rattled off the whole roster. So I wasn't really able to nail down exactly whom.
Knows them all.
Fouled back by Ramon Torres. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is a personal interest for me to listen to players talk about the place that they dreamed about playing in, or if they're fortunate enough and get to the big leagues at a young enough age, sometimes they even get to play against guys that they watched in the big leagues, or maybe they had a poster in their bedroom when they were growing up, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I'm on the same field as whoever. But
yep,
Ryan rattled off about 10 different Rangers players from when he was a kid in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, good for you. Way to do it. That's interesting.
Ramon Torres in there for the first time since being called up. Made his big league debut with the Royals last year, and it was a notable big league debut. He got hits from both sides of the plate in his first big league game.
I like his hands. He knows what kind of hitter he is. He puts the ball in play. He looked really good last season in his time in the big leagues. Looked like he'd been here before. That's always good for a young player that looks comfortable, doesn't look overmatched, doesn't seem to be nervous.
That's back to the middle. So for the second straight inning, the Royals get base runners after 2 outs, and now they're going to get a run. And Torres is going to be waved home. The relay is a little bit late. Torres got the left hand on the plate right before Chirinos could apply the tag.
Little League World Series, or excuse me, inside the Parker. It was, you know, DeShields missed it, but when Torres rounded first base, man, he took off, and then when he saw the ball get by him, it's like he hit another gear. Wow. I mean, I don't even think DeShields got a glove on it.
And really, it wasn't necessary. I mean, that ball was hit so hard. I don't think Goins is going to go first to third. I mean,
he was slowing down
rushed
right
it for no reason.
Yeah, did you see? Goins was already stopped at second base. Look at Torres coming. And look, watch him cut this corner here. Oh, nicely done. Inside part of the corner.
Alberto throws out John Jay to end the inning. So with 2 outs and nobody on, the Royals get a couple of hits and take advantage of a huge error. The Royals get 2 runs.
Okay, watch this ball hit low. Okay, it's already on the dead roll right there, and I can see it. The ball was snaking, is what they call it. This grass, I was walking on it before the game in the outfield, and it's cross-cut, and it's like putting green. I mean, it's really cut thin. But see, watch it now. Watch, it's going to snake back and forth. It goes right, left, right, left, right, left. No wonder he didn't get a glove on it. Now, certain fields, when the grass is cross-cut like that, is what makes it snake. I remember, so you can see the lines. I don't have my telestrator
like
tonight.
A checkerboard.
Yeah. But see, when the grass is cut like that, and it's like a fine Bermuda. I mean, it's not long blades of grass. It's cut right down low, and it's going to have that effect.
It runs. The ball will run with the pattern of the grass. So at some point, it is going with the flow of the grass. At some point, it's going against the flow of the grass. And some points, the grass might be bent to the right or the left. And like you said, it looks like a snake in the grass. You don't get a ground ball hit right to you. No,
and the first time that I witnessed that was in Dodger Stadium, and man, it messed me up. I said, what the heck? Because it's how cut the grass is cut so low, you know, and then it's cross cut like that. And man, I think, you know, that's not fair. How am I supposed to catch the ball? You gotta really slow down before you get to it. You're gonna almost have to stop instead of having all that momentum coming in.
Rua hits it out to right center field. Soler takes charge with Merrifield out there tonight. 1 away.
Folks, come to the K Saturday, June 2nd, and receive your own Whit Merrifield bobblehead, courtesy of KC State Company. The first 20,000 fans through the gates receive one before the Royals take on the A's at 1:15. You're going to want one. Get there. But you know, Duffy, he didn't care how he got the runs. He'll take them. 2-0 lead. He's going to go out there and execute his pitches.
One 1-0 on Joey Gallo. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has 14 home runs, which is tied for 4th in the American League, and he has 71 strikeouts already this year.
He'll swing and miss, but that fastball 95, that's right where he wants it. Breaking ball out there, that's okay. Locate the fastball and stay confident in that pitch. That's going to be his key.
Two and two. Gallo this month is striking out about once every 2 at-bats. Fastball by him at 95. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. And now Robinson Chirinos, another Rangers player that's piling up the strikeouts. The Rangers have the most strikeouts in the league.
First pitch breaking ball there. Duffy's got a little confidence in getting that over. He thinks that maybe they might go up there looking to ambush him.
Changeup is outside, 1-1. Two balls and 1 strike.
Reason Chirinos was not getting any heaters because last year he hit 3 solo shots and they were all fastballs. So they know they're not going to give him a cookie. They're all solo shots. 3 pitches all off speed.
Off speed again, 2-2.
He was guessing fastball.
Last year, Danny Duffy made 2 starts against the Rangers, and he gave up 1 run in 15 2/3 innings. That'll be out of play. So maybe just seeing the Rangers uniform will make him feel better tonight. And if you go back to 2016, Duffy in his last 3 starts against the Rangers has an ERA well under 1. 2 runs in 22 1/3 innings.
That's dominance.
Fastball got him looking, so he set him up off speed. Duffy has a 1-2-3 second with 2 strikeouts. Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Ram, powered by Ram trucks built to serve. One of my favorite ballparks in the American League from the outside looking in, with the beautiful brick facade. Gallo runs it down in left field. Whit Merrifield is 0 for 2, and yet they're building a new ballpark here. The brick building on the right, they're calling Texas Live. Going to be very similar to the Power and Light District in Kansas City, or if you saw the Royals in St. Louis, very similar to Ballpark Village. And then on the right side, they're starting to dig the hole for the new ballpark, which will have a roof and will be open in 2020. And then in the background is the big Cowboy Stadium, which seats like 4 million people or something like that.
Yeehaw! They got it going on.
There it is. That stadium has its own zip code.
It does. It's huge. But you know, this park will be, that park will be air conditioned. AC.
Oh, 2 on Mike Moustakas. No offense to Texas, I love coming here, but has anything ever been built here when it was all said and done they went, you know, that wasn't big enough? They usually go big when they build something in Texas.
No doubt.
One and 2 on Moustakas. He doubled to right field in the first inning. Royals scored 2 in the second inning. thanks to an error in center field by Delino to Shields. A base hit from Ramon Torres went right through his legs. And 2 runs scored with Torres circling the bases. Still 1-2 on Moustakas.
And, you know, Torres, he was really moving. Good for him. Be able to get that extra run there when they gave it to him.
So that's 3 errors in a row. Going back to yesterday, where the opponent has made an error and the Royals have taken full advantage of it. Fastball is up and out of the strike zone. And Dirks strikes out his 3rd.
All right, let's check it out in case you missed it. Breaking ball, very nice handsy type hit. The Shields, whoops. Goins has already stopped at second base. And like I said, when you have a field like that where the ball snakes, you almost have to come to a complete stop before you catch it. Look at Torres.
Heck of a slide.
He's fired up too. I love that. Good to see the emotion.
Salvi hits it hard, but right to Alberto at short. And that's the inning. 3 up, 3 down. 2-0 Royals to the bottom of the 3rd. Trout homering against Marco Estrada in Toronto. That gave the Angels a 4-0 lead. They went on to win 8-1. The Angels had fallen to 3rd in the West. Seattle's won 5 in a row. And Toronto has been reeling lately. Here's our Toyota League leaders. So Trout is in a 2nd place tie with Manny Machado and JD Martinez. Mookie Betts continues to lead the league, and Joey Gallo for the Rangers is tied for 5th.
Betts and Ramirez, 2 smallest big men on there. Did you see Trout? That talk about a wall scraper. That looked like that bounced off the top of the wall.
Odor bunts. Is it high enough? It is. Salvi gets underneath it, and Odor is out on 1 pitch. Alberto, who's filling in at shortstop with Andrews on the disabled list. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. Rangers had a grueling beginning to the season. They played 14 games in 14 days, and then on day 14, Andrews was hit by a pitch and broke his right elbow. They have Adrian Beltre on the disabled list, who's been a Royal killer in his career. Martin Perez and Matt Moore, a couple of starting pitchers, are on the DL. And they've got a few guys that are in the lineup now who have already spent some time on the disabled list.
Nice looking player. He's got a chance. He's got to wait his turn. 25 years old. Play all 4 infield positions. Having a hard time hitting up here, but you know that's because it's been sporadic. He's got himself a batting title from the Dominican Republic. In 2015 he had 364, and that's a pretty good league. So he's got a future. Just got to hang in there and don't get discouraged. Make the best while you can.
From 3-0 to 3-2. Now Alberto doesn't agree with the last 2 pitches. Danny Duffy has set down the last 6 with a couple of strikeouts.
Challenge him. Go right after him. 9th place hitter.
Still 3-2. Duffy worked around a single and a walk in the first inning, and nobody has reached since. Got that call. So Duffy comes back from 3-0 and strikes out his 3rd tonight.
It's really important right there what we're seeing. The number 9 batter, he's not using any of his secondary pitches. That's called trusting your fastball. I can beat you with it. Here it is. Hit it. You got to have that. Duffy needs that. That's what he's missing. Confidence with that pitch. And that's exactly what you do with it.
And now DeShields. He singled leading off the first inning, but he has made a huge error in center field, which gave the Royals 2 runs. Pulled on the ground to Escobar. Gets a nice big hop. Inning over. So make it 8 in a row. Duffy struts off the mound with a 2-0 lead.
When you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Jorge Soler leads off the 4th inning. The Royals lead 2-0. Sliders in for strike. Jorge has seen a lot of that over the past week. I'll bet about 75 to 80% of the pitches he's seeing have been sliders and curveballs.
Yeah, he's just going to have to do a good job of picking them up out of the release point. But with Bibens-Dirks tonight, those sliders those are hittable. Those are up in the zone. The ones he's been getting mainly have been off the plate in a way, making him chase. But look up in the zone for those off-speed pitches. Changeup's been up too. Second time through the zone, I mean through the order, start looking up in the zone. Because he's missing up there. Got some arm angles.
Now that's a good pitch. I mean, that might have been called a strike by Wolcott had Soler not swung at it, but a lot of sliders and curves down and away, most of which have been out of the strike zone.
And some occasional arm angle drops.
Laid off that one. At the knees. Came with a fastball, and he strikes out his 4th. Second time he's gotten Soler.
Fans purchase 20 or more tickets for a single game and receive a 20% discount. Group tickets are available for all home games, and groups of 20 or more can save big. Suites and party areas are also available on a nightly basis, so plan your company event or get together with friends or coworkers today.
Hunter Dozier flied out to right field in the second inning.
You know, you talked about his family being here. What a good timing. I mean, good timing for him to hit his first big league home run here in this series. Sometime he's got to come up with it here. It's always fun to hit one, but especially your first. Let everybody see it.
Last year, Austin Bibens-Dirks gave up 14 home runs in fewer than 70 innings. That's a lot. Did a good job of keeping his fastball down so far tonight. His fastball got knocked around last year quite a bit. The league hit over 340 against his fastball, so he's got to put it in the right spot.
Well, he's making some pitches, but Wolcott behind the plate, home plate umpire is giving him some borderline.
Left center field, and a long run for DeShields, and he catches up to it. Sounded like he got a little bit down around the end of the back. What a good swing on it. Remember, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Escobar is 0 for 1. Hit a little ground ball up the plate in the second inning, and both Kiner Falefa at third and Ryan Rua at first made good plays. Falefa on the throw, Rua on the dig. Oh, 0-2. One and two on Escobar.
So Bibens-Dirks is dropping down, throwing fastballs and sliders from that arm angle down there. That adds a little bit of guesswork to the hitters.
Just nicked it foul. Among other problems the Rangers have had this year is injuries to their starting rotation, and as Bibens-Dirks makes his debut tonight, he is the 8th starting pitcher already for Texas. That will slice foul and back into the crowd. Wasn't that long ago that the Rangers were struggling to win games. And they went out and they hired Jeff Bannister in 2015. And he was the American League Manager of the Year. They went from 67 wins the year before Jeff Bannister. Then they won the division in 15. They won it again in 16 with 95 wins, and then dropped down to 78 wins last year. Two balls, two strikes. Last year, their biggest issue was their bullpen. There's Jeff Bannister in his 4th year as Rangers manager, and still quite a ways above 500. And he has a heck of a story. Alberto throws out Escobar. And now Bibens-Dirks has retired 7 in a row. Danny Duffy has set down 8 straight. By Ford, going further so you can. Great night to be outside. Get yourself a big old ballpark sausage. 90 degrees tonight. Royals and Rangers, the first of 4. And the Royals lead 2-0. As Texas comes up in the bottom of the 4th inning. Shin-Soo Choo walked in the 1st inning, but earlier in the inning he took a pitch off the face that was in the dirt, kicked up and hit Choo in the face, and actually helped out Salvador Perez, because Salvi had to pick that ball up and he was able to throw out a runner at second base.
See where it got him. Ooh, man.
Nose.
Yeah, I thought it might have clipped mostly helmet, but that got mostly skin.
And if his face wasn't there, Salvi doesn't have any chance to throw out the runner.
I agree. That's why nice to see the ball bouncing the Royals' way. Looking for the 3rd straight win.
Merrifield dives in center field. Did he get it? Yes. That ball had some slice to it, and it was sinking on Witt. And the former college center fielder made a nice play.
Wasn't sure on contact. The ball had top spin, but watch him up the top of your screen. Watch him. Look at it. He goes one way, and then he goes, That's what speed can do. Speed makes up for a lot. And he closed in on this ball quickly. Caught it right in the webbing. Excellent play. That's a lot harder than it looked. Because when that ball's hit, your first instinct in center field is to, what's going to happen? Look at Duffy saying, yes, thank you. That'll save my pitch count.
Want to know on Isaiah Kiner Falefa. 1 ball, 1 strike. Joel had a chance to spend some time with the Rangers third baseman earlier today.
As you said before, third baseman, second, short, all outfield, catcher. He says the only thing that he doesn't want to do is pitch. He said absolutely not. But I had a chance to talk to him. I said, a kid growing up in Hawaii, who do you root for? And he said, I watched any games on the West Coast based on the time, and I became, how do you like this, an Angels fan because we went over to Disneyland, and that's when I got a chance to go to my first Major League Baseball game. So he fell in love with David Eckstein, was his favorite player. He liked Jeter too because he was a shortstop. So that really ended up being his team. But here's how thoughtful he is. I mean, everybody loves this kid. He said, how fortunate am I to be a rookie in baseball in the same clubhouse with Adrian Beltre, Bartolo Colon, and Tim Lincecum? He goes, I get a chance to learn from those guys every single day. And to confirm how well he's liked, when I finished talking with him, I asked Vance Wilson, who was the Royals AA manager last year, if he ever went up against him, what he thought, and he said, oh yeah, I went up against him. The first ever game that he caught in pro ball in AA was against us. He's one of my favorite players to have ever managed against. This is a kid that is very easy to root for. And by the way, I checked his family doing just fine in Hawaii, different island. A lot of ash up in the air, kind of a fog that they're dealing with, but nothing like those that are closer to the volcano.
Ball 1 on Nomar Mazara. Sometimes the right athlete comes along who is not a catcher by nature, and a team, an organization will teach him to be a catcher. The first examples that come to mind, Jorge Posada was an infielder, but he was blocked by Derek Jeter in the Yankees organization. We got to see a lot of Brandon Inge over the years with the Tigers.
Yeah.
He was a shortstop, turned into a catcher, and then went back to the infield again.
But I liked Joel's report on his attitude. How happy he was to be there and to be around those guys. That tells me he's got respect for those who came before him. Some of the young kids sometimes lose that a little. They're caught up in, I'm a little bit, I got to act like I belong here, and kind of have a little attitude about them, just for insecurity purposes, maybe. But it's okay to be in awe.
I like that he mentioned a couple of pitchers.
Yeah.
Recognizing that he can learn from not just position players, but also pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Great pitch, especially with the count 3-1 on Mazara. He grounded out to Escobar his first time up.
Hey, this is what we were talking about in the open. And actually, Danny Duffy, we played a tape of him this last outing. After the game, he wasn't real happy with himself. He said, I have a 95, 96 mile an hour fastball, and I'm not helping the team any. I need to trust it. And that's what he's doing. He's located. He's putting it in some great spots tonight.
Runner going. That's a strikeout and a throwout. Salvi's gunned down a couple of runners at second base tonight. And Danny Duffy has 4 scoreless innings.
Way to locate that heater. Salvi, locate Esky's glove. Stay hot.
Royals. The production truck already has won tonight, thanks to that gentleman, Matt Dahlman, who is from Kansas City but lives here in Texas, and he has his own barbecue joint here. It's called 18th and Vine. Huge Royals fan. We always see him when we come here to play the Rangers, and he catered barbecue tonight for the entire production crew, and that was a picture of the guys out in front of the production truck. So Matt and his son Jones are our Pepsi fans of the game.
Oh, fellas, way to go. Way to make the crew happy. Could you see Goldberg in there? He was smiling, man. He got his belly full of barbecue. And Sam Abramson. We got to see the picture again.
Ryan Goins is 2 for 2 tonight.
Okay, look at how happy our crew is. Look at our guys.
So
they just finished eating, and look at Sammy.
Left to right, Dave Holtzman, Steve Kurtenbach, Casey Carter, Joel Goldberg, Sam Abramson, Al Broughton. And then Matt and his son Jones right in the middle.
Way to go, guys. Thank you. Spread a little barbecue love.
If you're desiring to be the Pepsi fan of the game, one good way to get there is to feed our crew.
They all were. I haven't seen them smile like that in a while.
Ramon Torres has the biggest hit so far, which resulted in the biggest error so far. No balls and 1 strike. He singled to center field with Goins at first base and 2 down in the second, and it went right by Delino to Shields in center field and all the way to the warning track. Goins scored, and Torres circled the bases with a Little League home run, and that's how the Royals lead 2-0.
And you know, just it was his first hit in his recall and his first at bat. I mean, that's really what you want. An energy giver. He gives energy. Watch this. First play. Look at him. Gave himself a high five and knocked himself down on the ground. It was so forceful. Look at that. Goins has got some energy. He's going into that dugout giving energy. That's why players are so important that have that quality about them.
0-2 on Torres. Mentioned when Torres was batting in the second inning that in his debut last year he got hits from both sides of the plate, becoming the first and only Royal to accomplish that. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Austin Bibens-Dirks had set down 7 in a row before Goins' leadoff base hit in the 5th inning. And now Torres whacks it into right field. He is 2 for 2.
Create moments you'll remember forever with the Royals Memories program. Download the MLB Ballpark app now to choose from unique experiences that give you access to the field. Watching batting practice next to the pros, deliver the game ball to the mound, or taking a fireworks show from the outfield grass. There they are. How about Torres? Torres is saying, you know what? I've been waiting all year to get here. Now it's time to show in the show.
John Jay is flied to left and grounded out to short.
Excuse me, partner. Watch this. He's going to drop her down. Good bunter. Just get the outs, what he's telling himself. Here's Bibens-Dirks. Got the out. Moved him over. Let's see if they can get him in now. Small ball. We talked about a little bit, you know, early in this game about the importance of it. There it is. There now. That getting the bunting the top of the ball is very important. Our Mo Lottery replay will show that.
So second and third and 1 out. Merrifield is 0 for 2.
Infield back, in the middle especially. Corners are in. Just focus up the middle. Whitley does a good job of situational hitting here. Less than 2 outs, they're giving you an RBI, anything up the middle, on a ground or a deep fly ball. Maybe more. Get greedy, knock him in, give Duffy a little cushion.
Two and 0. Anything from the red in, advantage fielder throwing out a runner at the plate. From the green and deeper, advantage hitter. And then yellow could otherwise be the gray area. Could go either way. DeShields in center field, who made the big error, he already has 5 outfield assists. So he could get a chance here if Witt focuses up the middle.
Yep, all the outfielders have good throwing arms here. Pizarro, Gallo, they're good athletes, but Witt wants to hit one where no one is.
Little bit high, 3-1. Moustakas is on deck.
Whitley missing 85 changeup up in the zone. I guarantee you he would like to have that back. Sometimes a journeyman pitcher like this will pitch backwards. 3-1 here. You're expecting a fastball. He'll throw a changeup probably, or a little breaking ball, drop down slider, changeup. Those are the tricks of the trade of a guy who's been in the minor leagues for 12 years. Pick up at least 1 run here. You got it.
And Witt takes a walk. And he's been doing more of that this year compared to last year. And now a big spot with Mike Moustakas coming up, and the bases loaded and 1 out. Moustakas already has a double tonight. He is 1 for 2. He still leads the Royals with 10 home runs, but it's been a while. He has been without a home run over his last 55 at bats.
And you know that's weighing on him. Hoping that gets out.
Chirinos will run out of room.
And his bats that he had, Ryan, I don't know if you noticed or not, but they were throwing him in, they were pitching him in, but they were throwing him a lot of breaking balls, and his head was just snapping out just a little bit too much. He's a little pull conscious, a little pull happy. He wants to jump one in the seat so badly. Just let it happen. Keep your hands in the middle, keep your bottom hand, stay through the ball, and don't roll over. Want to hit into a double play.
1-1.
It's the last thing he wants.
Two balls, 1 strike. Going singled. Torres standing at second base singled. John Jay dropped down a bunt, and then Merrifield walked to load him up. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Good for Moose. If he didn't want to give it to you, then take the walk. Don't want to get out there. They're playing him straight up. Think middle away and just react in. It's going to keep you from rolling over. Rolling over, what I mean by that is rolling the wrists over and hit the top of the ball on the ground. Don't want it. Sack fly or better.
Had a good swing. Bibens-Dirks has thrown 85 pitches in 4 1/3 innings. Strike over the inside, and that ball had some late movement to it. That was Greg Maddux-like.
Yep, good for him. He executed a pitch there. To be able to get a guy like Moose on the ball like that, he's got to feel pretty good about that. Okay, sequence here. That was a breaking ball up. Moose swung at it. He didn't want any part of him. He's trying to stay out of that little white box there, that's for sure. There's one. Moose just pulled off it a little bit. Off speed made him do it, and that just caught the corner. Let's see if Salvi can pick him up here.
And he does with a line drive into left center field. Goin scores, Torres scores. And that's Salvador Perez's first hit against the Rangers in 2 years. And he picked a great spot, and the Royals lead 4-0.
That's what the game's all about. Moose didn't feel one bit good while he took that call third with him loaded. And first pitch, Salvi rakes it, and he dropped the head of that bat right on it. Nicely done. Good spot. Torres with a good jump, 2 outs. Going on contact. Picked him up.
And Salvi has 24 RBIs in his 30 games this year. And now 1st and 3rd for Jorge Soler. Up and away, ball 1. Soler has struck out swinging, and he has struck out looking tonight.
How about Ned's 8 9 hitters tonight?
They're a combined 4 for 4, and they scored all 4 runs.
Nicely done.
One and one on Soler. Salvador Perez and many of his teammates struggled against the Rangers last year, but Salvi in particular, he went 0 for 18 against Texas last year. Now tonight he's been on twice, and he has a huge 2-out 2-run single tonight. Rangers have really had the Royals number the last 2 years. Texas went 6-1 against the Royals last year, and they went 6-1 against the Royals the year before. So they've won 12 of the last 14. They have won 8 straight against the Royals here. Two and two.
Soler
needs to start thinking about right field with that swing.
He's trying to swing, pull every single thing, and you know, that's just a natural tendency, and they know how to get out of it. Wait and get some little sloppy base hits to the right field, the doinkers, the little dying quails, you know, any kind of thing to get you going again. Opposite field's the key to that.
Salvi's going, and Soler swings and misses. So the inning is over. Salvador Perez with 2 outs drives in Goins and Torres, and the Royals lead 4-0. So far has 4 scoreless innings. He has struck out 4, and he's retired 10 of the last 11. And it looks like he's been surprising the Rangers tonight with his fastball. So we welcome in Jeff Montgomery. Is it just better execution tonight, or are you seeing something different from Duffy?
Well, I'm seeing great execution, but I'm seeing a different Danny Duffy too. A guy that's going really back to the basics and using that fastball very, very effective, especially down in the strike zone, making big pitches, even behind an account. He's just trusting that fastball.
Yeah, I started thinking about Danny, and when he came back from the bullpen a couple of years ago. 1-1 on Ryan Rua. We'll take a look at his Pizza Ranch pitching line. When he went to the bullpen, now he could just air it out for 1 inning and was having great success. And I mean, it was easy to sit back and say, well, maybe he's going to be an all-star closer someday. But the Royals always wanted him to be a starter. And when they put him back in the rotation, they didn't want him to lose that aggressiveness. And remember how slowly they stretched him out. I mean, it wasn't 15 or 20 pitches of an increase per start. I mean, it was like 10 pitches per start.
Yeah, and that's why after he had struggled so much, even going into his last start before tonight, it wasn't going to surprise me if they put him in the bullpen just to get back that same attitude, that same approach, that same aggressiveness. But obviously they've worked on something between starts as far as that, you know, the change in the approach. He's taken it out and put it in action. And the amazing part about that, when you do it and you have results, you almost, the light goes on. You're like, why did I not think about this earlier? But then you get on a roll, and you look at the percentage here tonight, the difference in the amount of fastballs he's throwing. That's a really significant difference, and that makes the other pitches better. And you need the other pitches, but you don't need the other pitches all the time. You can use those other pitches to expand the strike zone to get that swing and miss when you really need to get a swing and miss.
Ball 1 to Joey Gallo, and Duffy struck him out swinging in the 2nd inning.
And what happens is a hitter, he goes up there when you're throwing more fastballs, you get him in the fastball groove, and the next thing you know, you put that breaking ball in when he's not looking for it, and you get a swing and miss.
Coming back our way, over our heads, and then ricochets down below.
The other thing that's so different about this approach to me is the fact that he is now putting hitters away. And when he was using the breaking ball and the changeup a lot more, he was getting, you know, throwing 8, 9, 10 pitches to a hitter, and his pitch count would get up. And we know his average pitch count per inning is way up among the leaders in baseball. And just the fastball kind of breaking it down. Now when he goes to those off pitches, when he goes to his breaking ball, when he goes to his changeup, they'll be much more effective pitches because these guys will not be sitting looking for those off-speed pitches.
As they were in some of Danny's earlier starts.
Right, how many foul balls would you see?
Yeah,
and they were decent pitches, but they were sitting on them.
They were, and it's almost like he didn't have real good confidence in the fastball, but he's getting back tonight.
Escobar makes a play on Gallo. They're 2 down in the 5th inning. So now Duffy has set down 12 of the last 13 Rangers. And he's hit 67 pitches in 4 2/3 innings.
It's just so refreshing to see Danny having the success he's having tonight, because we heard his post-game comments, and I felt like he really had, I don't know if I say he hit rock bottom after his last start, but you heard the comments he made. He owned up to everything and essentially said, hey, I got to find a way to help this ball club. You know, these guys are going out, they're playing hard every night behind me. I got to do something to get my game right.
Goins wants it, and Escobar says, come on, man, that's my area. That's a 10-pitch inning, and Duffy's only averaging about 14 pitches per inning tonight. Texas. Fox Sports Kansas City, Mediacom, and Kick AM are bringing Springfield's best fans to Kauffman Stadium on the Raised Royal Fan Express on June 2nd. For more information, go to royals.com/Fan Express. It'll be Hunter Dozier, Alcides Escobar, and Ryan Goins in our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Sherry Seltman from Gilman City. And if the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Sherry wins $200. A grand slam out of the park, and Sherry wins 25 grand from Sonic and the Royals. That was pitch number 93 for Austin Bibens-Dirks, and they're working in the Rangers bullpen. He only threw 45 pitches in his last minor league start, which was Saturday at New Orleans. And I would imagine that the Rangers knew that they were going to be needing him at the big league level, so that was probably just a tune-up for tonight. And that's Matt Bush getting ready in the top of the 6th inning. Right center field, and you've got that short porch out there, but Mazzara makes the play on the warning track. So Hunter got a little closer to his first big league home run, one away.
All right, let's check it out. That's going with the pitch, 90. Just didn't wait long enough. If he waits just another split second, he might taking it deep to right.
Well, had a little air under it too. Did hit it bad, just not quite enough.
Alcides Escobar with one down. Had a good swing at a fastball. He is grounded out to third and grounded out to short. The Royals got 2 runs on an error by the center fielder DeShields in the 2nd inning, and then 2 more runs on a 2-out 2-run single from Salvador Perez in the 5th.
These guys got to feel really good about maybe the worm turning a little bit as far as the breaks. They get the break in the outfield with the air and the ball that hits off Shu's nose to allow Salvador Perez to throw out the runner. So maybe things going in their direction again here.
Oh, Monty, I mean, come on. We've been around the game a long time. We've seen that. That's a big part of the game. That has a lot to do with whether you're going bad or going good.
On the ground to Alberto again. 2 outs in the 6th inning. And it helps when the bottom of the batting order is producing like Ryan Goins and Ramon Torres have done tonight.
Yeah, that's one thing that really stands out on the card. I do my scorecard in colors, and I got a lot of green at the bottom of the Royals, so that's good. I always do runs or green because that's where the money is.
Nice, Monty. I might have to change my color from yellow to green.
Goins to first, and Rua fell down, but he was still able to make the play. So Dirks has his second 1-2-3 inning. He has retired 13 of the last 14 Rangers. He has been a strikeout, ground out, and flyout pitcher tonight. It'll be Rougned Odor, Hanser Alberto, and Delino DeShields in the bottom of the 6th inning. Odor tried to bunt his way on in the 3rd and popped out to Salvador Perez. Monty, last inning you were talking about Duffy and how the more he throws his fastball, the more effective his slider and his change will be. 1-1 on Odor. But you can lose the effectiveness of your fastball if you don't throw it very often, right?
Well, you can, and a lot of times what happens, you'll get in a situation where you'll get hit around a little bit on your fastball, and you get almost afraid to throw it, and you just lose a confidence and throw it. But like tonight, Danny going out and establishing that fastball, this 94, and it's got good location. It makes it a better pitch, and it gives you the conviction when you throw it. It gives you the confidence to throw it more frequently, and that's really what we've seen. And this has been such almost a night and day turnaround for him in a very short, period of time, just since his last start.
And I think that's what's been missing from Danny, his confidence with that pitch.
Well, think about how many lefties have the ability to throw a fastball in the 94 to 96 range. I mean, that's a very rare commodity, and when you have that, you have to use it.
It reminds me of a Zach Greinke story, which I told many times when Duffy was pitching out of the bullpen. Zach Greinke, when he left the team for a while for personal reasons, when he came back, he was pitching out of the bullpen. And Zach had a really good arm, but he grew up admiring Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, who could throw hard, but elected to change speeds and hit their spots. And, piled up the Cy Youngs in doing so. Going slides in shallow right, and Odor is out. The Rangers say hang on, they want to take another look. Or do they?
Goins, nice job of keeping it in front of him. Ball was hit hard. They had him on the pull. He's out in shallow right field. Ball hits that lip. You never know. So he kept it in front of him. Scooped it with his glove. Dozier, nice maneuvering there and staying out of the way of getting tripped up by the runner or getting a possible injury there.
The impressive part to me on that play is Goins knew exactly how much time he had. He knew he had to gather it quickly, but he wasn't trying to be overly quick, and he didn't panic.
Alberto flies to center field, and there are 2 down. So anyway, Zach Greinke, he could throw 95 if he needed to, but he thought he had to throw 88, 89 with movement on the corners. And when he went to the bullpen, David Riskey was with the Royals, and David Riskey was a veteran reliever who had some really good years with the Indians. And the famous words that turned around Zach Greinke's career, David Riskey said, Zach, if you can throw 95 miles an hour, then you throw 95 miles an hour. You don't save 95 miles an hour. And Zach was great out of the bullpen, and then obviously put his career back together as a starter. And I think Danny Duffy discovered the same thing when he was pitching out of the bullpen, that when you have an arm like that, you don't save that for special occasions.
Well, here we are deep into the game already with six inning. He's just now seeing the lineup for the 3rd time through, and he's done it because he's been on the attack. And now, once you get 3rd time through, then hey, maybe at that stage, if I need to, I can mix in more changeups. I can do whatever, but they still have to trust that fastball. They have to be looking for the fastball to have any chance.
That's important, especially 3rd time through now.
And that's a 3-pitch strikeout against Delino DeShields. 6 scoreless innings for Danny Duffy. He has set down 16 of the last 17. Thanks, Monty.
Yes, indeed.
Stay hot, Monty.
Those highlights courtesy of associate producer Sam Abramson. That's how we've arrived at 4-0 Royals as they bat in the 7th inning. And Ramon Torres, who's been up with the Royals for almost a week, is playing for the first time tonight. And he is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored, batting 9th.
Got a little happy with that swing. Got a smile out of him. Took a big swing, wanted to go deep. Why not? Stay hot. Trying to get him up in the zone. All right, let's check it out. StatCast. I know you want to see it here. Okay, right. It gets by now. Let's watch him run. Here he comes. He's rounded second. Look at him cut the corner too. Watch that. You got to cut the corner nicely on the inside. 15.93. That's pretty good. 3.9.
One and 2.
The rabbit. That's what they call him. It's his nickname.
Austin Bibens-Dirks is over 100 pitches. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Home to home. That's a long run. Especially sprint the whole way. Left hand lean.
Falefa throws out Torres, 1 away. Join us for the annual Big Slick Celebrity Softball Game. That's coming up Friday, June 1st, so a week from tomorrow, before the Royals take on the A's. Paul Rudd, Jason Sudeikis, Rob Riggle, Eric Stonestreet, and many of their celebrity friends will be playing their softball game starting at 5. The gates will open at 4:30, so arrive early. It's a lot of fun. Royals.com/Big Slick for more information. And one of my favorite innings of the season is when Joel is down in the dugout suite with those guys.
That's must watch. Can't miss.
John Jay pulls it into right field for his first hit. And he is hit safely in 6 straight.
Arno, you were on radio in the St. Louis series. Did anybody you talked to with the Cardinals use the word pro when it came to talking about John Jay?
Almost everybody I talked to with the Cardinals wanted to know how John Jay was doing and tell him I said hi, and what an important role he played with some good Cardinal teams. He wasn't one of the marquee guys, but one of the glue guys. And he has played really well against them since he's been gone.
Yeah, Mike Matheny said, you know, he's a real professional, a real pro. That's a good compliment. And you didn't get any better. Look at him. See that? He's got an 11-foot lead. He's going to get to 12, maybe. No, and keep it there. He's thinking about going.
Witt is 0 for 2 with a walk. His walk in the 5th inning loaded the bases, and then with 2 down, Salvador Perez drove in 2 runs. There he goes, and Witt grounds it off the pitcher, and Dirks' throw is off balance and late. That's a break for the Royals, because you want to keep the ball out of the middle on a hit and run unless you hit the pitcher.
Yeah, right in the wallet. I tell you, many ground ball double plays the Royals have hit into this year. That's a good thing. But that didn't get through, because that was what that would have been. Yeah, nice try. I mean, Bibens-Dirks, he scrambled, but you can't beat Whitley. Whitley will take the infield hit.
Bibens-Dirks throws 109 pitches And he will depart with 2 on, 1 out. Matt Bush is a Chevy call to the bullpen. And they have 2 on, 1 out for Mike Moustakas. This is hard throwing Matt Bush. 14 appearances, a lot of walks, 10 walks in 13 innings and 13 strikeouts in 13 innings.
Yeah, he's got a big arm, that's for sure. Mid to upper 90s, slider curve. The slider's hard. High 80s, low 90s, that pitch. No lead is safe here in this ballpark, and the Rangers, even though they haven't gone deep yet, they've got some pretty good power hitters.
And that hit Moustakas. So the Royals have the bases loaded with 1 out for the 2nd time in the last 3 innings.
We'll just get him. That's a slider, hard breaking one. Ooh, caught him on the left shin, looked like lower part of the shin.
So it's Salvador Perez, who has already driven in 2. It was our Dodge drive of the game back in the 5th.
He went down and drove it. Oh man, good swing. That's called staying behind the ball and staying through it. That's exactly what you want. That's right.
Lost the grip on the swing.
That's a slider. That's a hard one. He's got a good arm.
Fastball at 96. One of those 2 grand slams came this year on his birthday. Just outside. Chirinos really wanted it. And maybe was expecting it, because so far tonight Quinn Wolcott has had a pretty pitcher-friendly strike zone.
He has. That's off
well
the plate.
Outside.
Yeah.
Out over the plate and fouled away. Two balls, 2 strikes. Matt Bush, the one-time first overall pick 14 years ago by the San Diego Padres out of high school in San Diego, taken in front of Justin Verlander. He was a shortstop back then. Back through the middle and into center field. Salvador Perez has driven in 4 tonight as Jay and Merrifield come around to score. And the Royals lead is 6-0 in the 7th inning.
Top spin, worm burner. Big pitch sequence, check it out. Bush trying to stay out of the middle. Okay, there's a couple high, hard ones up there. Slider down, breaking ball there. He's got a good one. There was, Salvi wanted that one. Okay, he spit on it. He'll spit on this next one here. No, it's the top spinner, 2-hopper. No chance for anybody to field it.
So make it 26 RBIs in 30 games for Salvador Perez. And now Soler goes after a fastball at 97. He took the hat trick again. Austin Bibens-Dirks. 2 swinging strikeouts, 1 looking. He has Moustakas at second and Perez at first. 97 again, and it's 0-2.
Good to see Bush kind of recovering from his early days. And he was a little bit immature, and like a lot of young people are. Just made some mistakes. He's got it back together. Great arm.
Down to second, and no double play. So Moustakas goes to third. Perez is out at second base. And that'll put runners at first and third for Hunter Dozier. Down and away, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike on Dozier, who has flied out 3 times. His last at bat, he flied to the warning track in right field. He's back in there tonight after not being in the starting lineup in the last 2 games in St. Louis. He had started 7 straight after being called up from AAA, and then came off the bench in the last 2 with the National League rules. Two and 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bush really has tremendous arm speed coming out of his delivery. Wow. He must be tough to pick up that release point, because once he starts his windup and that arm swing, that is quick arm speed.
.97 miles an hour, strikes out Dozier, but the Royals get 2 more on 2 more RBIs for Salvador Perez, and now Duffy has a 6-0 lead. Fox Sports Kansas City is brought to you by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. And you can find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. One of the most beautiful ballparks from the outside. First, the ballpark at Arlington, then Rangers ballpark at Arlington, now Globe Life Park. I think there might have been one other name mixed in with that. Built in 1994, and next year will be the last year. And they don't know what they're going to do at this place. It might still be a stadium, could be a shopping mall, apartment complex, or they might just level the thing and turn it into a parking lot.
Well, you know it'll be big no matter what.
Chu hits it out to shallow right. A tough play for Goins. And Chu will be at first base to begin the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Goins is tapping his glove. He'll tell you that he probably could have made the play, but look, this is tough. It's top spin. It's what you call an in-betweener. Look, he knows it's coming, so stay in front of it. And you don't know exactly where it's going to hop because you don't take a lot of ground balls on grass. He just missed it with his glove. He's got excellent hands. That was a tough play.
I forgot about Ameriquest Field in Arlington.
There you go.
That was one of the names of this stadium. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has grounded out to first and walked. We were talking earlier about players who began as position players and then converted to catcher. Falefa can catch, not a full-time catcher. And I forgot about Jamie Quirk, who was drafted as a shortstop and then had a long major league career as a catcher.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Jamie. Joel was talking about his visit with Isaiah and how he was so grateful to be in the same clubhouse with a lot of veteran players, including Adrian Beltre, who has 3,080 hits, the most among active major leaguers. Now that Ichiro Suzuki is, well, he's not retired, he's just not on the roster.
It's too bad. I thought he played till he's 50.
Three and two. That leads us to our sprint trivia question. Name the 4 players to debut since 1960 to have more career hits than Adrian Beltre and not win a World Series. 4 players since 1960 with more career hits than Adrian Beltre and not win a World Series. Go ahead, Hud.
Rod Carew. That's a guess.
Incorrect.
Oh, come on. He never played the World Series.
Goins, Escobar, Dozier.
Duffy will take that. Sorry, Rhino, for burning one of our strikes. I could have at least conversed that, but I thought that was a shoe in. But maybe I didn't read the question right again. All right, look at that. He hit this perfectly. Goins, Escobar throwing hard over there, you know it. And Duffy says, thank you. More pitch count savers.
Did Rod Carew win a World Series? I don't think that he did. But he had fewer hits than Adrian Beltre. How about another guy here in Texas, Rafael Palmeiro? Incorrect. 2 strikes.
Wow.
Robin Yount? What
60.
about Robin Yount? Robin Yount. Correct.
Ding, ding, ding. Good call. I believe the truck took 2 out of 3 in St. Louis by just one name.
I heard it was a shutout.
Or maybe
or a sweep.
Look, I have amnesia. I'm like most of the ball players. They forget about yesterday or the past. But look, it's hard to beat these guys because their questions are outstanding every night.
Still 0-2 on Mazzara. Danny Duffy has retired 17 of the last 19. He has only allowed 2 hits tonight, and 1 is an infield single. That's well hit to left field. John Jay on the move, and he's got it. Willie Mays style. What a night for Danny Duffy. 7 shutout innings on just 2 hits. Danny Duffy has pitched 7 scoreless innings. He has just thrown 92 pitches, and Salvador Perez has driven in 4 of the 6. This is Matt Bush, who got the last 2 outs in the 7th inning, and he'll stay on for Escobar, Goins, and Torres in the 8th inning. Escobar has grounded out 3 times, all to the left side of the infield. Off the end of the bat, shallow right field, and down for a hit. And that is the 5th hit tonight from a Royals hitter in the lower third of the order. Escobar, Goins, and Torres have combined for 5 hits. And now Ryan Goins, who was supposed to play third base tonight, and then Alex Gordon was a late scratch with a sore hip and a stiff neck after that diving play in St. Louis yesterday. So Ed Yost had to mix the pieces. Goins ended up at second base. He has always hit well here, and you can understand if there's a little extra motivation growing up a Rangers fan and watching a lot of games here when he was a kid with his older brother Brandon. Like 409 in 22 at bats. And then from Round Rock High School to Dallas Baptist. So he went to college not far from here. His brother Brandon was telling me that they were going through Christmas ideas one year, and Ryan asked for a batting cage. So their father said, well, if I'm going to get you a batting cage, it's going to be for both of you. And they had a batting cage in the backyard with lights on it, and they would hit all night.
Awesome.
Gallo with a nice play to run it down in left field. Escobar's back to first and 1 down. 4 players to debut since 1960 to have more career hits than Adrian Beltre, 3,080, and not win a World Series. We already have Robin Yount, but we have 2 strikes. Eddie Murray won a World Series.
He did. One Hall of Famer that we're missing. Actually 3.
Ramon Torres has had a big night with 2 hits and 2 runs scored. What about Carl Yastrzemski?
Go ahead. Throw it out there.
Carl Yastrzemski.
Ding ding.
Yes.
That away. That'll go away, partner. I was trying to get some help from you guys in the radio booth over the weekend, but I couldn't.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going to win this thing, I want to feel good about it.
Well, isn't the
we
booth
had
what?
the
We
booths,
got 2 other guys.
The booths.
They got 10 guys. We got what? 2 and then 4. Well, it doesn't hurt.
The booths in St. Louis are right next to each other, separated by glass.
Yeah.
And HUD was
Waving.
with a marker. He was making signs and putting it up against the glass, giving us a trivia question, wanting us to help out.
And they blew me off. They got 10 guys in the truck against 2. That's not fair.
Dave Winfield won a World Series.
Yeah, he did.
It's been a while since the Indians have won. See, Eddie Murray got his 3,000 hit with Cleveland, but we've already established that he won a World Series. What about, this isn't a guess, Craig Biggio? He got over 3,000 hits and didn't win a World Series. And I think he had more than 3,080. What do you think?
Well,
let's I'll put it down in pencil.
Okay. You got 1 more strike to go.
That's Doug Brocale out to have a chat with Matt Bush. Hey, speaking of Ichiro, he didn't win a World Series. But I don't know. You know, he was a part-time player when he got his 3,000 hits. So I don't know if he had more than 3,080. John Jay out to Odor, who bobbles but has time. Escobar goes to third. Torres up to second, and there are 2 down. John Jay is 1 for 4 tonight with a run scored.
Yeah.
You like Biggio or Ichiro?
Left-handed hitter.
Well, we have 2 left.
Listen.
Are they both left-hand hitters? They're both left-hand hitters, so it's not Craig Biggio. What about Tony Gwynn?
How about that?
What about Tony Gwynn? Ding, ding, ding. 1 to go.
Yeah, there you go.
That is a fair ball, and now Whit Merrifield is going to drive in 2. And the Royals are scoring in 2s tonight. 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, and now 2 more in the 8th for an 8-0 lead.
Whitley not messing around. 13th double. He'll pick up a couple stakes. Hard heater in. That's way in on his hands. Short, compact stroke. Hit the top of it. When you get that top spin, that's a bouncer right by most every infielder if it's to the left or to the right. Torres having a good day. You've been just dealing right away to stay hot.
Mike Moustakas has been on twice. He has doubled, and he's been hit by a pitch. Hard hit. Rua goes down to a knee, and that's the inning. Another 2-run inning for the Royals. Will Danny Duffy go back out? The answer is yes. With a double. 6 of the 8 have come with 2 outs.
2 out rallies are big. Duffy.
Danny Duffy has given up 2 hits, 2 singles in 7 innings.
I was just going to say, Rhino, we've been doing our trivia and all that stuff, but he is pitching a gem. I had a feeling he was going to come out tonight. And, you know, this is a hitter's yard. The Rangers coming off of taking 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. A series, a good series they played, a come from behind win yesterday. You know, they're going good, and Duffy's shutting them down. And, you know, we talked about it. Establish the fastball, and that's what he did. I'm sure they worked on that. But you know what? You can't do it by yourself. Watch the Royals defense tonight. Salvador Perez, now there's a little luck involved. That was early. You could tell the ball was going to bounce the Royals' way tonight from the very first inning. Whitley making a nice play in center. Salvi, he's hosing people left and right that are trying to steal bases off him. Goins, nice job of keeping it in front with Dozier's play. The double play combo right there, I tell you, this is really nice. And look at Duffy, he's a different man. Executing his pitches, going after hitters. Oh, Cal Eldred's got to be really tickled tonight.
And he set down 19 of the last 21. 1-1 on Gallo. Gallo is struck out and popped out to short. Duffy's last start on Saturday, he gave up 5 runs to the Yankees. It was his 5th start out of 10 this year. 5 out of 10 where he allowed 5 or more runs. And as we began our broadcast tonight and played some sound bites of his reaction after that game, I mean, that's about as down as I've ever seen him. So you can only go up from there, and he has gone way up tonight. Hard hit, and that is just base hit number 3 for the Rangers, and it comes with 1 out in the 8th inning. And Gallo is going to hustle and turn it into a double. All right, Hud, I got you this far.
I know. I'm sorry, partner. I've had a bad road trip so far.
We've gotten lucky tonight in that we've been given a clue that it's a left-hand batter. 4 players since 1960 to have more career hits than Adrian Beltre, 3,080. Beltre has not won a World Series. We have Robin Yount, Carl Yastrzemski, and Tony Gwynn. I don't feel great about Ichiro Suzuki because he got his 3,000th hit as a part-time player.
But he hasn't won a World Series.
So he would qualify. I brought up Wade Boggs during the break, but he won a World Series with the Yankees. It's a left-hand batter.
It's a Hall of Fame.
It's not Rafael Palmeiro, and it's not Rod Carew. Those were our 2 strikes. How many hits did Rod Carew have?
He had a bunch.
Well, I know that.
I don't know the exact number.
3,053. Tim Hill loosens up. Duffy's at 102 pitches. Two balls, 2 strikes. Danny had not pitched more than 6 2/3 innings and only had 3 starts before tonight, 3 out of 10, where he went 6 or more. Tonight he's trying to give the Royals 8 innings. Three and 2. Left-hand hitting Rougned Odor is on deck. I would imagine if Duffy gets Chirinos, he stays in. If he does not, that might go to the pen. We'll see. A pop up coming back our way. Come on, Hud. Bouncing and beyond our reach. But a guy right down below us here in a George Brett powder blue jersey got it. Good for him. Line to left field. John Jay is there and goes sliding on his knees for the 2nd out.
Saved a double. He made that look so easy. Watching him get jumps on line drives is pretty special. Man, why? He is first step quick. He's right on it. He likes to 2-hand balls, which is good. You can see that ball had some hook on it, and he stayed right with it. Slid, made that look easy. Look at Danny's doing a lot of pointing tonight. He knows that his teammates are helping him. And he's helping the team. Danny is. He's going to feel good after this one.
I'll get Gallo to 3rd base. Was it a swing? It was 0-1. So a wild pitch. 0-1 on Odor. Duffy's at 107 pitches. His season high is 111. Just missed.
Talked about him, you know, getting some early count outs before the game started tonight. Talked about him going deep, saving the pin, and all that.
One ball, 2 strikes. So he's 1 strike away from 8 scoreless innings. Well, Hud, the best I can do is Ichiro Suzuki. I don't feel great about it, but let's revisit your keys to the game tonight.
Yeah, I think we should establish the heater, early count outs, and avoid the big inning. That's the other one. Yeah, look at that. Done them all.
Just got a piece. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Go ahead and sweep it.
Was Bill. All right, Ichiro Suzuki.
Rhino, where have you been? Nice job.
It was. 3,089. So he had 9 more hits than Beltran.
That's a great call, buddy. Way to go, partner. Way to sweep it.
So Duffy has tied his season high with 111 pitches. He has allowed 3 hits and 5 total base runners in 7 2/3 innings. His ERA when the game started was 6.88.
That pitch there at 112 on his 112th, 95. Plenty of gas in the tank.
Base hit left field. Good swing by Odor. So the Rangers break the shutout. It is 8-1, and here comes Ned Yost out of the third base dugout. Danny Duffy was outstanding tonight. Didn't look anything like a pitcher with a 6.88. More aggressive with his fastball. He had a ton of run support. And I'll bet he feels like a brand new man as he walks off the mound at the third base dugout.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, outstanding job, Danny. Way to execute, way to make some adjustments all yourself, bud.
Tim Hill is a Chevy call to the bullpen. Danny Duffy is thrilled. His teammates are thrilled. The coaching staff is thrilled with his outing tonight. A season high 113 pitches, a season high, 7 2/3 innings. And he's allowed just 1 run. He's still responsible for Rougned Odor at first base. And now Tim Hill is on to get the last out of the 8th, facing Hanser Alberto.
Hill's good and fresh. Last outing was the 18th against the Yankees. 3.29 ERA. That's nice. He's getting the job done. Getting those batters, those first batters at 67%. Great. That's good.
Witt is there in center field, so it is officially now 1 run allowed by Duffy in 7 2/3, and we go to the 9th. The Royals lead 8-1. Royals. They may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler with Joe Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery, director Steve Kurtenbach, producer Casey Carter, with associate producers Al Broughton. Good to have Al here with us in Texas.
Yeah, it is.
Sam Abramson and Dave Holtzman. Danny Duffy allowed just 1 run in 7 2/3 innings, and I think anybody in the dugout went over and gave him either a handshake or a hug. He really needed tonight.
Well, sure did, and it was great to see him smile. That guy wears his heart on his sleeve. He loves his team. He loves Kansas City. He's been heartbroken because of his performances, but not this one. This is the real Danny Duffy. 112th pitch that he threw, 95 strong.
Salvador Perez has had a big night. He has driven in half the runs tonight. Ryan Rua has moved from first base to right field. And Ronald Guzman is at first, so Nomar Mazara is out. Guzman will hit in the number 4 spot. One and 2 on Salvi, who has 26 RBIs in 30 games this year. Falefa throws out Perez, 1 away. 4-game series tomorrow night. Eric Skoglund against former Royal Mike Minor, who is in their rotation. Pitch out of the Royals bullpen. Saturday's game will be on FS1. Ian Kennedy against Bartolo Colon, who turned 45 today. And then my biggest nightmare will be Sunday. Jason Hamill against Cole Hamels. And I'm going to set the over-under right now at 10 at how many times that I will say either Jason Hamels or Cole Hamill. And if you're a betting person, you might want to take the over.
Yeah.
Soler fouls out, and they're 2 down in the 9th inning. It is the first time ever, and Dave Holtzman's been all over this. He's been waiting for this matchup
his whole life.
Yep. And he's going to get it on Sunday. Hamill against Hamels. Thank goodness that this game wasn't being played in St. Louis, because Rick Hummel would probably be writing about it. Hunter Dozier is 0 for 4. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody is warming up in the Royals bullpen, and Tim Hill will come out for the 9th. And the Rangers have DeShields, Chu, and Falefa. One ball, 2 strikes. The Royals scored 6 against starter Austin Bibens-Dirks, who had just been called up from AAA. 2 of those runs were unearned, and they have 2 against Matt Bush. Dozier is down, and so are the Royals. And the Royals are 3 outs away from taking game 1 in Texas.
Looking for their first 3-game winning streak of the season. Joel Goldberg right by the Royals dugout. And coming up after the game, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery will join me. Duffy does it tonight. We will talk plenty about his huge rebound. And as Hud would say, Salvi, the bus driver. Salvador Perez driving the bus tonight. We'll talk about that, his offense and defense once again. Hear from Ned Yost, player reaction, and much more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Ryan?
All right, Joel, and talking about other firsts, the Royals have lost 8 in a row in this ballpark. So their first win in a long time. And, you know, even though the Rangers have struggled this year for the most part offensively, they came into tonight swinging the bat well. They had scored 18 runs in the final 2 games of that just completed Yankees series. So
that makes it even more impressive.
Yep, that was not a pushover lineup for Danny Duffy tonight. Delino DeShields is 1 for 3, but he made a big error, which led to 2 runs in the second inning and really got the Royals offense going tonight. Two balls, two strikes. It was a base hit to center field by Ramon Torres with Ryan Goins at first base and 2 down. And it went right by Delino DeShields. And the Royals got 2 runs on the play with Torres circling the bases.
Showing some good energy, some excitement after he crossed the plate on his belly. Gave himself a high five and knocked himself down. He was pumped. First at bat in the majors this year. That's special. That's been a strike all night. Didn't get it there. Let's check it out again. Hey, good, solid, handsy type hit. Took off. Once he saw that, it's off to the races. Goins had already stopped. There's no need for the Shields to come and chase it like that. But look at him. Look at Jershely. He's on his horse, windmilling him home. And watch Torres give himself a high five right here. Good energy.
And now a strike on Shin-Soo Choo, who's helped out the Royals tonight, taking a pitch in the dirt off of his face back in the first inning. And ricocheted to a spot where Salvador Perez could pick it up and throw out to Shields at second base.
Yeah, in live, it looked like it hit the brim of his hat, but when we slowed it down, it caught his nose and his eye, his right eye. He's lucky on that. If that hits it right at the end of his nose, it could be trouble. But you know, I can't wait to. Well, let's show it again here. Let's watch this ball in super slow motion where it hits it. Ooh, yeah, it hit the helmet after it hit him in the nose. And even though it was bouncing, that ball can do a lot of bad things and just lobbed in there, whatever. Just have to hit you just right. But the defense tonight, watching them make those plays behind Duffy, just was a nice night to see it all work. And let's just see he'll finish him off here.
He was 1-2 with the Shields, who walked. And he was 1-2 with Shin-Soo Choo. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tim got the last out of the 8th inning for Danny Duffy. Look out. And that went right into the new netting above the dugout, and Shin-Soo Choo is relieved. Still 2-2.
Hill's tough angle, that arm angle, that fastball low to mid 90s appears to have a little rising action to it. It's not only hard for the hitter to pick up and for Salvi to catch, but the umpire to call strikes as well. Maybe why he gets squeezed a little bit at times. Not used to seeing that angle. Slider changeup. That's something that you can't hit. Ooh, my goodness.
Can't hit that one. Nice little hairdo going. I didn't realize that with his helmet and his hat on all night.
Yeah, Hill didn't look at him. He's coming back for another ball. That's good. Chu looked at him. No eye contact was made.
It's a pass ball, by the way, getting to Shields to second base. Struck him out, and I'll bet the pitch before that helped out the strikeout pitch. I don't think Chu was as dug in that clay in the batter's box as he was a couple of pitches ago.
A little bit on his heels.
And now Isaiah Kiner Falefa. If he played for the Royals, he would be Isaiah the rest of the year. I think we discovered that there have only been 3 hyphenated names in the history of Major League Baseball. Can you believe that?
No.
And all of them are recent. Ryan Roland Smith, remember him?
Australian.
And pitched for the Mariners. Lefty,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He was the first, and I think that's within, what, the last 5 or 6 years or so?
And he's in our broadcast family, doing some broadcasting.
Okay.
Little pre and post games for Seattle.
Okay. Yeah, he made his debut in 07, so a little longer than I thought, but just in the last 11 years, and that went into the netting above the first base dugout. The last 11 years, the first 3 hyphenated names in Major League history. And I think I'm the only one who cares about that. Because every time I bring it up, all I hear is silence.
Crickets?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even hear the crickets. The crickets are bored. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Falefa. So Tim Hill has gone 3 and 2 on each of the first 3 hitters. Well hit into the right field corner, and that is a fair ball, and I believe calling fan interference. First base umpire Jeff Kellogg was raising his hand in the air, and I believe he was saying that a fan made contact with that ball. So Falefa will go to second. If it is fan interference, the Rangers could have an argument here, because it is not an automatic double. It is the umpire's discretion as to where the runners would have gone if there was not interference.
Okay, the ball started going back to the field.
It's not fan interference. Oh, it hit the foul pole. There you go. So that is an automatic double. We all kind of lost sight of that ball in the corner.
Yep, couldn't see it, but also like that ball spun back towards the field, and
Jeff Bannister came running out of the dugout. He wanted to know why, because he couldn't see it down in that right field corner. Baseball needs to come up with some signs like football, because there are quite a few instances like that one where the umpire is just inventing something to try and explain what happened. Remember that play? What was it, in Boston? And there was the advance because the Red Sox catcher Christian Vasquez used his mask.
Yeah.
And nobody knew. I was on radio. I heard you were all over it, but in the press box they said catcher's balk. So Denny and I on radio are explaining what catcher's balk was, because nobody really could figure out how the runners would advance, and then we found out he touched his mask. There were just a few plays where there just are no signs that the umpires can make, and everybody knows exactly what happened. Guzman is down on strikes. That was his first at bat tonight, and there are 2 down in the 9th inning.
yeah, just what you were talking about, right on cue here. Okay, up in Boston. Now Vasquez, he learned something here. Okay, he's harmless. Nobody's advancing. Look at, he used his mask to push the ball back to where it's throwing, and now watch the reaction he gets. What? Yeah, it's a dead ball.
We had that play during the homestand. Remember when the home plate, we thought there was interference at second base, and the umpire made that swipe move with his arm, and we didn't. What does that mean? You know, we thought, okay, well, there must be interference. But then the Tigers reviewed, and then we figured out, okay, well, they reviewed more than one play, and there was it out. I mean, it's just, you know, at some point, the umpires, I believe, hopefully in my grandkids' lifetime, that they will agree to put a microphone on so people can know what's going on.
I agree. It'll be educational too. I mean,
I should be in a better mood with the Royals leading 8-2 in the 9th inning, shouldn't I?
You're okay, bud.
Okay.
cool. Haven't sweat too much tonight.
3 balls and 1 strike on Ryan Rua.
Making Hill work a little bit. 31st pitch coming.
Three balls, 2 strikes. So 1 strike away now from the Royals' first 3-game winning streak and ending an 8-game losing streak in this ballpark. Still 3-2. The Rangers did not score a run until the 8th inning. Danny Duffy gave up 1 run in 7 2/3 innings. And now Tim Hill has given up a run in the 9th. The Royals have had a big night on offense, scoring 8. Salvador Perez has driven in 4 of the 8. And now Hill strikes out Ryan Rua. So a great night for the Royals. They scored runs, they pitched well, they played very good defense. And now the Royals are 3-1 on this road trip. Whit Merrifield drove in a couple of runs. And the Rangers go down 8-2 to the Royals tonight in Arlington.
Fantastic job, Danny Duffy. Had a good feeling for him before the game started that he was going to step up and figure out some things. He's got way too good of stuff. This losing streak for him has gone way too long. And nice to see.